deliver a judgment, upholding the right to freedom of expression, particularly in the context of comedians and poetry and satire and so on. So you have that on the one hand, and then you have, and earlier on in one of the answers you talked about how judges are at the receiving end of social media criticism, right? And you have been a victim of that as well. One day you're celebrated as a poster boy of liberalism, the other day you're criticized because somebody didn't like a judgment that you wrote. How does one balance the two? The larger debate about freedom of expression and, should it be absolute or not? And two, what do judges do when you're this is the day and age that you live in. You are, whether you like it or not, subject to social media scrutiny. There are things you cannot say, but, your image gets tarnished. So how does one draw the balance?
Speaking for myself, free speech and a marketplace of ideas is critical to Indian democracy. And that's why the framers of our constitution incorporated Article 19(1)(a) into the constitution. Freedom of speech and expression is non-negotiable. And that's why we are here today on this platform, because our society, our constitution allows for this discourse. Now, when you have discourse, that discourse is not going to be as civilized as, say, the discourse in a rational forum. Sometimes the discourse can be very pungent. But my own take is that so be it. Let people decide. If you don't like a movie, don't watch it. You don't like a book, don't read it. Nobody compels you to watch a movie. Nobody compels you to read the book. The danger arises when you have prior censorship. And that is the danger to the freedom of speech and expression, which you had, for instance, in the emergency. But having said that, we have robust law. We have robust law in India which deals with issues such as obscenity, defamation, causing hatred between religious groups or religious communities. And our laws, I believe, are robust. Now, the process of creating the infrastructure for implementing the laws is a different thing. And that needs to be strengthened to make these laws more effective. You have cases of excess. Some of them we have been seeing in the recent past. But then how do you deal with, say, someone who abuses the right to free speech? I think that is more vexed. And my take is that allow the existing law to deal with these cases if there's a breach of law. Let's not get unduly sensitive about someone who says something which is perhaps not appropriate. And speaking for judges, what should they do for all the criticism which they have to encounter? Should I tell you my genuine answer?
Yes, please.
The answer is perhaps a little, it's symbolic. Judges just need to use the gym more often and to have a better workout. Why? You must have robust shoulders.
Ladies and gentlemen, former Chief Justice of India, D.Y. Chandrachud. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us on Rising Bharat. Thank you.